Hey, okay, this is part 3, and whenever I left off in part 2, I was talking about how you should immediately change your autofocus area mode to single point focus, because otherwise the camera will choose what to focus on, and it'll choose several different things, and we don't want the camera thinking for itself. So we want to say, this is what I want to focus on in this picture, and I'm in charge. It's going to be great. So, different cameras title it different in the menus, and I'll be happy to help you figure it out on your camera if you can't find it. But on mine, I hit menu. I don't know if this will work this way. Anyways, I hit menu and I go to the custom setting menu, and it says AF area mode, and I click on that, and there are 3 different options. Let me see if I can fix it. No. Okay, I tried. So there's one that says single area, and another one that says dynamic area, and the other is auto area AF, which is autofocus. And you want to put it on single area. And basically, with single area, there'll be, whenever you push the shutter down halfway, you'll see one box or one little dot highlighted, and whatever that dot is on is what's going to be in focus. And if you were to choose the dynamic area, then it would choose several different parts around the one that you select. And auto area, it just picks whatever it feels like should be in focus, which is absurd. Why would you want it to do that? So I got it on single area, and the way that you do that is you look through and you just move it. And like I said in the last video, if you're shooting people, always make sure that it's on their eyes. Okay, what's next? I made a nice little list so I'm not rambling as much. And again, if you have questions about anything, just comment or message me, and I'll be happy to go over it with you. And I am going to start with general tips. So the first one that I have is to get a 50mm lens. If you just got a camera and it comes with a lens, I mean, it'll get the job done, but you'll see huge results whenever you get a prime lens. And a 50mm lens is very affordable. It's a lot of photographers' favorite. You can get them on Amazon, eBay, Craigslist. Best thing that you can do. And people worry because they say, oh, I just have this very, basic camera. But really it's the lens that makes the biggest difference here. So find you a 50mm lens. Next is sign up for a website like Flickr. And you can do Flickr for free, but the pro account is just like $20 a year or something, and it's so worth it. I never took any photography classes. I just tried different things, saw what worked, saw what didn't. And with the Flickr community, I would upload pictures, and they have tons of different groups, like groups geared towards your specific camera, towards your area, different styles that you like, and you can submit your pictures into these groups and get on the threads and say, how do I do this, or how should my camera get to do this, or will you please critique me? And I learned a lot that way, and it's a good way to just display your pictures and get some feedback, so you should do that. Find some friends that also enjoy photography. This has been just the biggest blessing for me, because anytime I have an issue with equipment or figuring something out, I can just pick up the phone and say, hey, let's get together. Meet up for coffee, go out and take some pictures, and it's so much fun. And it's nice to have someone to kind of keep you accountable and that you can just bounce ideas off of. And I've met so many great people that way. And I've even, a lot of my favorite photography friends, I just kind of like send them an email out of the blue saying, hey, this is random and I'm being a total creep, but I really like your pictures. Let's hang out sometime. So don't be afraid to step out for that. And shoot, if you can't find anybody and you live close to Atlanta, feel free to contact me. I have a group. I'm not sure if I already mentioned this in this video, but it's called The Connection. And it's really great because I refer, like if I'm busy on a date, I'll say, well, can I help you? Find another photographer? And I'll send that business to my friends and people that I trust. And I find people to help me with second shooters. And if you're just looking for experience, lots of people in there are very talented, and they'll let you come with them on a shoot and show you what's going on. So feel free to hop in there. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is with photography, you should do your own thing. What makes a good picture, first and foremost, is that it's something that is close to home with you. I mean, most people would say that if their house was on fire, the first thing they would grab is their pictures. And I don't know about you guys, but I have like the worst memory. And if it wasn't for my mom being so OCD about taking pictures, I probably wouldn't remember my childhood at all. So, family, and don't let anybody tell you that your picture is bad. There's no such thing as a bad picture. I mean, everybody starts somewhere, and just taking pictures of things that are important to you is what it's all about. I don't care how styled a shoot is. I will take a picture of my nanny over, the most gorgeous, perfectly composed picture any day. And it's also encouraging to have your work printed and hang it up in your room. It's nice to see it on something besides a computer screen. Another thing that I wanted to mention is backing up your pictures. This is very important, especially if you're moving into the professional range or you are a professional photographer, which you should already know this. But all of my pictures, I put them on a hard drive so that if anything happens to my computer, which is likely, technology fails more often than we would like for it to. They're safe there, but not only that, but there's a company called Backblaze, and for $3 a month, anytime my computer's on, it's automatically backing up my pictures so that they're safe there as well. It's $3 a month. It's so worth it. And another way that you can back up your pictures are on websites like Flickr, or through a really cool company called Pass. But it's really important that you keep copies of your work. And it's also fun to go back and look at it and see how much you've grown through time. How to organize your pictures. Just do yourself a favor and keep things organized. Whenever I back up my pictures onto my hard drive, I organize them by year and then by client name, or some people prefer the date the picture was shot. And then it's easy, like I create a folder for every month. So then by the time the month is over, I just copy it over onto my hard drive. And it keeps things really neat together. Let's see, copyright release form. If you're taking a picture of someone, always, and I will go ahead and tell you, I forget all the time, but get them to sign a copyright release form. It's really good to just cover your bottom legally, and so you have to deal with any hassle later. And who knows, you could submit this into a contest, and the picture is killer, and you win, and they're like, I didn't tell you could put that online, and then you'll be so sad because they just shattered your dreams. Another thing is that don't compare yourself to other photographers. We're all in different areas, and you know what? Somebody may have a different style than you, and you don't have to like it. It's okay. They don't have to like your work, but as long as you feel you're being true to yourself, then I feel like that's all that's important. The best thing besides, let's see, I already mentioned getting a 50mm lens, to do for yourself is learn your camera in and out. Read your manual, take different pictures and see how different settings affect your pictures and the outcomes. And the next thing that I would say to learn, and I will do a whole tutorial on it, is lighting. People, do not, I mean you can, but a lot of people just automatically associate bright light with good pictures, and that's actually not true at all. Whenever I do portrait sessions, if I can help it, I schedule it in the first 2 hours of sunlight or the last 2 hours of sunlight, because then there aren't harsh shadows on your face. And if you do have to shoot out in the middle of the day, find some even shade. And I mean, be careful, like if you're shooting under trees where it's all spotty, but yeah, just find some even shade behind a building, and just that soft ambient light just really does wonders. And you'll notice a big difference even just by changing your lighting situation. Also, shooting a couple feet away from a window is always takes really neat pictures as well. But I mean, feel free to just play with it. There's nothing that you can do wrong. Just figure out what you like and what works for you. Another thing that I wanted to mention is your lens safety and care. Whenever you take off your lenses, I always try to change it so that this is facing down, because if you're in a grassy area or it's really dusty, stuff can get in there, and it's really bad because there's a sensor in there, and it's if it gets dirty, you just need to let somebody else clean it, because it's really sensitive and it'll just ruin your camera so quickly if it gets dirty. But as far as cleaning the top of your lens, if use liquid that is specifically designed for camera purposes. And I do use a liquid that I drop on the front, but I make sure that I use lens tissue paper to wipe it away. And be careful that you don't touch your lens, because the oils on your hand can mess up the film that protects your lens surface. And one of these can really save your booty, okay? It is a filter, and it's not even, anything fancy. It's just clear. But what that does is whenever you screw it on top of your lens, it keeps it safe. And if you were to drop your camera, which is rolled out of my lap and has done it before, just the lens will absorb the shock, and you won't have to buy a whole new lens, which I've had to do before, and it's not fun. And you can get these at really good prices, and just do it as soon as possible. Always try to keep your lens cap on whenever you're not using your camera, and I say that, and I don't have mine on right now, but it's a good rule to live by. What else? Cleaning it, changing it, and whenever you're taking your lenses on and off, be careful that whenever you line it up and start to twist it, that it's pushed all the way in, and it clicks into place just like that, and you'll know that it's on right. And there are little lines to help, and a dot to help you line it up correctly. Okay, that's the end of this video, and in the next one, I'm going to talk about what's in my bag and what equipment that I use, and we'll go from there. Okay, thank you. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, and I'm always happy to help.